And welcome to another episode and show of
Smoking hot stories.
It's too complicated, man. It's a long sentence.
Let's find something else then. Maybe we can ask the viewers
So, should I welcome them into my home and yours as well?
Yes.
So in this backyard, lots of things happen. We did a meat expertise course. We did a Lebanese burger comparison and fun. And now we're doing something new, phenomenal, outstanding, while every time meeting with new people, connecting with new people, and expanding our circle of friends who love to eat and drink. Cheers to that.
Cheers to
and
that.
let the show begin.
Cheers, guys.
What are we doing
Enjoy
today?
The show.
Yeah, they're waiting. What are we doing today?
Today we're doing an epic tomahawk cook-off.
Oof, yes. Welcome to our Tomahawk night. So what's happening tonight?
Well, tonight we have different cooks coming from different horizons who brought different meats, the same cut, from different breeds, from different origins, with different marbling qualities, and we are going to cook it in different ways.
Wow.
So it's going to be very surprising, very diverse, and absolutely delicious all the way.
The Lebanese got an Australian.
Yes.
The French got an American.
Yes.
And the South African got a South African.
Spot on.
Spot on, yeah. So he did it right, we did it. Let the fun begin. It feels awkward. Cesar is a good friend, very old friend. We never spoke in English before. And yes, today it's an English, and it's a show in English since we have a South African, a French, and yeah, so you have to speak in English, my friend. So Cesar, good friend, old friend, probably 25, 30 years ago. Quick overview, what you do, who you are.
I'm Cesar. I actually work for a family office here in the UAE. We work in startups, we invest in startups, and we have a bunch of factories that we manage. As a hobby, I like to grill meat.
Tomahawk specifically.
Tomahawk specifically. And tonight we'll be grilling an Australian onyx.
So it's a family, let's say it's a family affair, a family with friends affair. Whenever we're gathered, Cesar does the tomahawk. It just comes naturally.
Yeah.
But since Lebanese do not have a tomahawk.
We're gonna use Australian meat.
Okay, why Australian?
Why Australian? Because I enjoy actually the marbling that's on the inside, and the meat is actually very flavorful. I've tried lots of meats, and for me, the black onyx is one of my top choices.
What do I have here?
The seasoning will be Lebanese olive oil.
Focus on the word Lebanese, yeah.
And just a bit of salt and pepper to season it. The taste comes from the olive oil we're gonna rub the meat with.
So when we talked and we planned this event, you were very specific about your choice of grill.
Yes, as well. I actually prefer using a kettle barbecue because in a kettle barbecue, the temperature is well conserved on the inside, and it helps a lot in reverse searing the meat. When you reverse sear the meat, you actually let the most of the meat stay on the inside, and the meat remains flavorful when you sear it at the end.
In a normal English language, what is reverse searing?
It means you start off on the cold side of the grill, where you have the barbecue split into two, a hot and cold spot. We will start off on the cold spot until it reaches a certain temperature, and then we will move the meat directly to the heat, where all the flavor will actually kick in on the inside for us to enjoy tonight.
While Cesar is preparing his charcoal, right?
Yes.
Let's meet Derek.
So I'm Derek, I'm from South Africa. I love cooking meat. It's a hobby for me, but I've been told I do a very good job. I'm actually in IT by profession, but if this goes well, maybe I'll be doing a career shift.
Someone other than the family said that you're good at it, or
Yes,
a bigger circle?
yes,
So you're sure of yourself?
yes.
Let us tell them the real story. So the story started with him, and we were sitting at a meeting preparing something big. Hopefully it's going to happen. And then he said, I'm good at meat, South African, Tomahawk. I personally probably never had it before, because in this society it's all about Australian and American usually. And then this guy, Derek, comes in and says, I challenge you. Ours is different and probably better. And yes, what we see today on the table is different. Tell me more about your meat in your country.
So this is Wagyu beef. This is MB7 marbling. It has a very strong beefy flavor. The fat melts at a lower temperature,
Okay.
and the texture is more buttery than maybe like a USDA.
Then those. What makes your meat or in your country different than others? Is it grass-fed, grain-fed, free range?
It's two things. South Africa is a big country, so the animals have a lot of space to roam around and eat whatever they want. I forget the second thing.
It's okay. So your tomahawk looks different, really different. It looks different. We're gonna experience it in a bit. It's thicker, different marbling, probably the most marbling out of the three. And you started preparing it yesterday night.
I think I cheated a bit. So I typically like to do a dry brine, so I salt my big meats like this 12 to 24 hours before the actual cook.
Which grill did you choose, or you will be choosing?
So today I'm going to be using the gas to slow cook it,
Yeah.
so I can regulate the temperature at exactly 225, and then afterwards I'm going to let it rest for a little bit and then reverse sear on the big machine.
You know your drill. You're good. Okay.
Not
Let
my
the fun
first rodeo.
begin.
So Anthony, as you know, this is a bit of cheating, but it's just accelerating the coal.
Because we're very hungry. We're all very hungry. And we're all very excited to try the different tomahawks. So I'm sure everybody knows you here. It's not the first time. We've been doing it a lot. I really, again and again, confirm how much I love you. Yeah,
Habibi.
Habib Albi. But a quick reintroduction would be good again. Who are
All
you?
right. So, my name is Fred, and I'm the pitmaster of Smoking Beards. So Smoking Beards is a company that does barbecue. We do grilling, we do smoking, we do catering, we do a lot of things that revolve around the art and the science of barbecuing. We do education and so on and so forth. But first and foremost, we manufacture and we sell spice rubs for barbecues. So we have some insanely good mixes that work very well with different type of foods, vegetables, soups. My mom actually uses the Southern Kiss for vinaigrette. So now that's her go-to mix. Oil, vinegar, and just this mix, and she's done. And my mom doesn't fiddle when it comes to vinaigrettes.
Nice.
So tonight we're going to use the original on those tomahawks.
So you came third after the two first contestants, if I may say. The first one is going to do olive oil and simple marination the Lebanese way. The second one is going to be, no, my meat doesn't need anything, and you're going to go hardcore into your creations.
I'm going to go hardcore into a lot of things, right? So because we want to explore the differences between all the ways of cooking, first of all, conceptually speaking, I agree with Derek. A good piece of meat doesn't need anything, just a bit of finishing salt, and normally you enjoy the flavor of the meat. Now we're very lucky tonight. We have insanely large pieces of meat, right? If you look at the thickness of that tomahawk, we can really afford to have a lot of flavoring on the outside without compromising the flavor of the meat inside. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna first season it with a little bit of the original, not too much, because I want smoke to penetrate the meat. Then we're gonna put it in the smoker, in which I put a couple of logs of hickory. Hickory is a very flavorful essence of wood that's going to add a lot. I don't want to cook it in the smoker. I just want to temper it, so reduce a little bit of the inner moisture to concentrate the umami flavor.
Nice.
While we're doing that, I have concocted this. So it doesn't look great. However, this is a compound made of beef tallow, white miso paste and black miso paste. And this is just going to explode the umami flavor of our steak. And I'm just going to baste a little bit of that on the surface while it is in the smoker.
Man, you're raising the bar so high.
Anthony, it's episode 3. We cannot afford to be...
Before we start, let us tell them about a tomahawk. What is a tomahawk? What part of the body is a tomahawk?
Right.
And what makes a tomahawk and the differences between a tomahawk? Many fail to do it, many succeed. Some restaurants do it very chewy, others not. So please, what's behind a tomahawk?
Right, so a tomahawk is basically a rib. So I'm going to use our friend Anthony. It's that part of the cow, okay, it's the full rib. The only difference between a tomahawk, a cowboy steak, or a ribeye is the bone. When you remove the bone, you have the ribeye. It's the same cut of meat, there is absolutely no difference. If you leave the bone with a little bit poking out, it's a cowboy steak or a bone-in ribeye. And if the bone is more than 10 centimeters long, it's a tomahawk. You could argue that the main difference is going to be the price because of the weight, but there is something a bit more spectacular in cooking a tomahawk. That's why it's always the star steak in every steakhouse in the world.
It's the thickest piece of meat,
It's
and
also
you
the
need to be super professional to understand how to cook it and to reach the middle heart of it, the core, having it hot
Yeah,
or warm, not undercooked,
Yeah.
without overcooking the outside.
absolutely. So that's in essence the most difficult part of grilling a tomahawk. So we talked about reverse searing a little bit earlier. It's the best technique for tomahawks because of the usual thickness of it. When you have a ribeye, because the bone is removed, you can cut it to any thickness that you desire. For a tomahawk, you have the thickness of the bone. You cannot go lower than that. Meaning you have between 5 and 8 centimeters of meat. There is absolutely no way, if I do it just on direct fire, that the inside is going to be cooked before the outside is going to be burnt. Remember, we want Maillard reaction. We want the outside to be brown and caramelized. We don't want it black.
In a restaurant, putting it in an oven is close to a must.
It is the best way in a restaurant settings, right? So most of the restaurants or the steakhouses in the UAE have what we call a jasper. And it's a coal oven indoor. It does the job. It's basically doing what an indirect grill would do with a lid. It allows this rotating heat with natural live fire heat sources, brings the heat to the inside, and once the core is cooked, they usually finishes reverse searing on a very hot grill.
Let us tell them that the 3 persons competing tonight do not know each other. They never met. We never talked. It's unscripted, 100%. Fred called me and said, what should I prepare? I said, nothing. And he said, fine, okay, nothing. And this is what happened. The grills were not ready, the coal was not ready, the wood was not ready, nothing was ready except 2 things. The famous French fries done with beef tallow and my wife's salad, nothing else. And the wine.
And the wine.
So tonight, Cesar is going to do it in his way, Derek his way, and Fred his way. Let's follow them around, and we're going to have dinner in probably 30 minutes? More? Less?
A bit more than that, unfortunately.
I'm hungry.
Let's stop. Yeah, I know. I can have some fries ready before.
Let the fun begin. What's this?
This is the thermometer, my baby. Without it, I cannot grill. So you have to insert it
Where'd you read the temperature?
on my phone.
Ooh, technology. And this is it. No?
Yes, that's the base. It has to be close to the thermometer, and
Okay.
I can read the data on my phone.
Man.
So now we're gonna start by massaging the meat properly with Lebanese olive oil.
I'm not letting my emotions play it tonight. Even though you're using Lebanese olive oil, it's going to be about who gets it better and the taste.
Salt it the night before.
Yeah, same way.
Same way, but a lot heavier
Okay.
the night before. That brings the moisture out, melts the salt, and then it goes back into the steak
Okay.
to make the flavor go throughout the meat. This is just for the outside to give a little bit of saltiness on the bark after we cooked it. Bit of pepper, bit of garlic powder, and finally a tiny bit of paprika for color.
Okay. So all of these before going on the fire.
That's right.
And once you're on the fire, nothing else, nothing more.
Once we're on the fire, we're going to melt. I've got some shallots, some garlic, and some butter, and some thyme. We'll melt that at the same time, and we'll baste the steaks as they cook.
Okay. So while the two others are working, you're just having fun and playing on the fries and very confident as if you're gonna win.
I didn't know it was a contest, first of all. Second, my meat is in the smoker, so I'm done for the next 25 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
Did you look at it?
No?
Mine's very simple.
I'm gonna open, okay?
Salt, pepper, garlic.
I'm not sleeping next to my wife tonight.
I think somebody begs to differ.
سمك smoking لحمة package cocktail شقف.
كيف ما كنت بحبك.
حياة.
I set up the temperature on the inside of the meat where we're gonna cook it rare to 49 degrees, and after we reach 49 degrees we'll reverse sear it for 1 minute to 2 minutes on each side, and then let it rest for 5 to 10 minutes, and then cut it and eat it, and you guys will definitely enjoy it.
Big boys toys. Very interesting.
So for now we're reverse searing it on one side, and in about 6 to 7 minutes we're gonna reverse sear it on the other side before we properly sear it and let it rest for 10 minutes and enjoy the meat.
So the meat's inside, it's doing its job, and now we just wait. See, that's confidence.
Wait. It's a competition?
See, this is confidence.
We're here to have fun and enjoy the food. Somebody opened my smoker.
Oops.
Oops.
Oops. I'm sorry on Instagram. Oops.
We love the next ingredient, man.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Despite you using garlic and onions in such big quantities, we'll still be friends, don't worry. A beautiful lady doesn't put makeup. كيف هيدي? How about that? So a great meat doesn't need any seasoning. Good one, huh?
It's a good one. No, I typically agree with you. With a little bit of seasoning.
Okay, Jill.
A little bit of seasoning. Just to flirt. Good stuff.
Oh my goodness. Oh my god. عن جد عمى شو هيدا ايه Whoa. Look.
You're eating without me?
Look how shiny it is.
No, we're not.
No, okay. Let's check it.
beef tallow fries. With beef tallow soaked with fat, natural fat. Whoa! عم تحرقها؟ عم شوف نار كتير.
From the outside, this is how you preserve the fruit.
ليش حملتني هاي؟ Why am I? Why do I have this in my hand?
You have to wait. This is how you enjoy the food.
Wrong person for the wrong job.
Lebanese olive oil is all
Oh.
in the meat now.
What do you think, Chef?
I think I can smell the Lebanese olive oil. I think we need to talk about this Lebanese olive oil because I have been told by my little birdie that it comes from dwarf olive trees
Yeah.
that are extremely rare in Lebanon.
Yeah.
They are
And-
more native to Spain, I think.
The one we're using today is a Spanish variety that is new to Lebanon because the Lebanese olive trees are the oldest in the world. A variety called Asuri.
Sorry.
So these ones, the new ones, are Arbequina. Stop looking at the meat. It's just the olive. We're talking about the olive oil. So the olive oil we're using on this one is Arbequina, is a Spanish variety planted in the Bekaa in Ras Baalbek, and is winning award after award after award. So yeah, and today this bottle I stole from my wife's pantry at home. So I'm not sure if I need to take it back home or.
So his wife said, this is like a 50 years old whiskey. That's the bottle you take out only when you have a real friend who know how to appreciate it. So she kind of alluded to the fact that I would keep it in my safe. Just
You
to
will
make
keep it and I'll get a diamond.
So I will keep it and she will get a diamond.
So Cesar, what do? We wait for it to rest for
Yes,
10
we
minutes?
have to wait for about 7 to 10 minutes for the meat to rest. If not, you will not enjoy the flavor. And
Why? Why do we need meat to rest?
Because
I think that's very important for everybody to understand.
okay, that's a trick question.
No, it's not. It's not.
He has to answer, he's just asking.
Yeah.
So you always rest meat more or less because what you want is you want the juices to redistribute within the meat. What you don't want is when you cut into it, all the juices come out.
Yeah.
Juices that are not blood, by the way, there is no blood in muscles. Blood is only in the veins.
So the red liquid is not blood again
The
and
red
again.
liquid in muscles is called myoglobin. Myoglobin is the protein that brings oxygen into the muscles.
Ah!
And that's a biology course. So
There are some
now
serious things
we're
happening
gonna
here.
Cut the meat.
So it's a family. It's a boys out man's
شو بدك دخلك صار لك
Gathering.
تحكي بالقلب.
English show.
English show.
We're talking in English because Fred doesn't speak English and because Derek doesn't speak Arabic, sorry, and Derek doesn't speak Arabic.
And you
So we-
don't
She
speak
knows- She
anything.
found the name,
And
the complicated name that you cannot remember.
Yeah, which one?
that's
Smoking
the
hot
best
stories.
part.
She found the name.
So let's focus on the guy because now Cesar needs to be the hero of the night,
He is.
of the moment. Yeah.
He is.
Okay. So Cesar,
Yes,
how's your tomahawk looking?
amazing. Burning my hands, but amazing.
Okay, so we waited 10 minutes
Yes.
for it to rest. This is your favorite.
That's the best part
Ooh.
of the meat.
This is a beef crackling.
Mm.
Need to try.
Come on, Derek, you deserve one.
Okay. Okay.
No, that's so special. And show us the meat. Show us the red on the inside. Show us how if it's
That's-
cooked or not.
Start with the bone. Perfectly rare on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
That's the meat. You can see the fat.
Rare.
Smell the olive oil.
Yeah.
Lebanese olive
Oh,
oil.
great. Okay. Very buttery. I can feel it.
I want some of that. Yes, me too.
So the boys are waiting. Probably today is a lesson of
I want this.
if you want to befriend us, you'll have the chance to be part of such gatherings. Right, Fred?
Fred, you took the best part.
So we're the judges of our own meat. So you're going to tell us, each one of you is going to tell us what do they think. It is red, yes, but feels or looks cooked. Rare, yes, but with no watery juices. Tender, clearly. Oh, damn. Man,
It melts like
what
butter.
the hell?
What the Fred?
Whoa.
What the Fred?
Man, good one. I've
Okay.
had his tomahawks.
Probably the best time.
Yes. Yes.
I'm impressed.
Yes. I'm not. Whoa. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay. Come on, boys.
It just melts. It's delicious. Man.
Come on, boys. Come on. Come on. Come on.
But it doesn't. There's a bite to it.
Whoa,
You still
Anjad.
have meat.
Very nice. Meaty, soft, buttery without being too soft. Very juicy on the inside. Very flavorful. Has a texture. And we feel. Whoa. We feel the meat. Good job.
Bravo.
Ah wait.
So you finished it with this, right?
I just olive oil.
The
Not the
Cool.
Nusret style,
Nice.
but the
Very nice.
Lebanese style.
So you smoked it. You didn't cook it.
so you see the mahogany color on it.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
So now it's a matter of letting the flame embrace it.
So you smoked and then you reverse seared,
Yeah.
and then it continues. It's cooking on the inside. I think after this night, Fred is opening his house for parties and gatherings.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Ready?
I was born ready, sir.
Come on, let's do it. So, is your meat ready?
My meat is ready. My meat is resting on the side of the grill.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a look at what it looks like. Right, so I'm going to take one first.
Okay. Looks
What do you
divine.
think? Yeah?
Looks outstanding.
So what you can tell is like it has been seared, that the temperature on the grill reaper is extremely high, so it really burnt the surface. Now the surface is coated in that miso, so I have beef tallow, black miso and white miso, but there is also the Smoking Beard's original on it, which has brown sugar. So that's why you have those bits and pieces that are caramelized to black, but you can tell that the meat inside is really mahogany because it has been smoked before. So let me just grab my knife.
Looks so good, man. Oh my God, looks so tender. Oh my God, Shuhai.
Right, so
Wow.
when you look at a tomahawk, once you remove the bone, you really have the structure of the three different muscles. Remember, we have the top, the triangle. Usually the butchers are removing that, so when you have a ribeye, it has this round shape. Then you have the heart of the ribeye, and then you have the...
Please show them on the inside how the searing part on the outside. This one. I want to see this one. Smoking lines, and then that grilling. Is it hot? Yes, it is.
So it stayed in the smoker, and here it was 55 degrees. And then I just finished it.
Oof, man, what a quality! Take your time, huh? We're,
I am taking my time.
yes.
This is poetry, gentlemen.
Wow, look at the colors. It feels like a tuna. Man, not a single drop of red.
Anything.
liquid. Probably
Anthony, will you
people
do me
watching
the honors?
would say it's not cooked. Yes, it is cooked.
Let's. I would say it works.
Wow. Really. We need to explain. An Australian will melt under the mouth. An Australian has a different kind of fat.
Yes.
It's a different meat and it's a different finish. The American would chew more, have a different texture, fill up the mouth differently, has more texture. It's a complete different experience.
And this has to do with the way the cattle is fed. So, you know, grain-fed always has more marbling and more fat, intramuscular fat. And it's that intramuscular fat, especially in the smoker, that renders fat stores flavor. Remember that. Don't trim it before you cook.
They can't even be compared. Not even close. A different kind of experience.
Try this one.
Boys, jump in. Complete different experience.
So the bit that I'm cutting now is the spinalis.
The chewiness, the meat body, the meat texture, the cooking difference, everything so different.
So what you notice is I didn't go too far. So first of all, hickory is not the most strong wood essence, so it's not acrid on the meat. And because I added this paste, you know, the miso paste, I'm also limiting the influence of the smoking inside of the meat.
I love the crispiness of the bark.
It's a bit
Wow.
extra fat. Yeah.
Yeah, way too much. Honey, we're not 20 anymore.
We're not, but the beauty is there is a second one.
When I eat this, I feel like I'm
Can I
trying
get a
again.
piece of that?
You have to feed the guys,
Using
right?
it for dessert.
Thank you, Kareem.
Did you put salt out at the end or not yet?
No, not yet. So if you want to take the pink salt and just sprinkle a little bit on it, it's really going to elevate the flavor of everything.
So it's a prime American.
USDA Prime. So for the record, if you remember, we talked about that last time. USDA has 5 different levels of meat quality. The meat quality is mainly has to do with the marbling score of the meat. In the UAE, you find Prime. Prime is the highest. You find Choice, and you find sometimes Select, mainly in the
More used for burgers.
for burgers and so on and so forth. But then they have 2 lower level of quality that you do not find in retail. They are used mainly for animal food and for byproducts. Chuck is a different cut.
It's a minced.
No, chuck is a different cut, and usually, so when you do burgers, chuck is one of the preferred type of cuts because it's a quite fatty cut of meat, so it has intrinsic fat. Normally, when you do a burger, you want 15 to 20% of fat. Anything below that, the burger
So
is
you
gonna be
mix,
dry.
you mix
yeah?
a meat called chuck and another called brisket to create
You
your
always
own.
hear chuck.
Here,
the
yeah,
burger.
yeah.
So what's happening here? Is it the 4 minute? Did you put 4 minute or did you put a certain temperature and it takes time naturally or
So
automatically?
we've set the internal target to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're about 5 minutes away now from reaching that internal temperature. Once we reach that temperature, we're going to take it out. We're going to let it rest in foil, and it'll naturally go up to about 130 Fahrenheit, which is medium rare. Then we're going to give it a quick reverse sear, probably 2 minutes either side. That'll bring it up to just under 140, which is just under medium, and that should be the exact temperature that all the Wagyu fat renders without the meat drying out.
So the Australians finished first and very fast. The American followed, and then you're coming third on the speed, while something special is happening on the inside. So you chose to have the gas oven, let's call it, or grill, but your meat doesn't touch the fire. Can we see it?
Let's have a quick look.
So
I run a hot zone and a cold zone. The meat doesn't get any direct heat. This allows the heat to penetrate the meat evenly and gently throughout, so you don't get grey around the outsides and pink in the middle. You want an even pink color from edge to edge all the way through.
and for the temperature you're putting, that is 120, we're having a red rare meat.
120 is classified as rare. When I take it out and wrap it in foil, it'll carry on cooking till about 130, which is medium rare. And then when we sear it, it'll take it almost up to 140, which is medium.
Perfect.
Science.
Following your steps, 2 minutes to go, and we're excited to try it. So you told me last time that probably sometimes your meat takes 3 hours. So it's take your time. Long stuff.
I've sped this up a little bit today because there's some hungry people and we don't want to wait 3 hours because it'll be midnight. But this is still slow enough and we're going to get amazing results.
So I know next time to invite you 2 hours prior.
Maybe 3.
Yeah, deal. Okay.
We've reached 120 internal. Now I want it to carry on cooking by itself till it gets to about 130. We're going to wrap it in foil tightly for a couple minutes to allow that to happen. And in the meantime, I've got my mix of roasted butter, garlic, thyme, and shallots.
It smells incredible.
And of course we'll do both sides. Nice and tight, we'll leave that for about 10 minutes and then we're going to reverse sear it and then we're going to dig in.
Man, the smell of that sauce, is it
Yeah,
legal?
the smell of that sauce is unbelievable. So it's butter, shallots.
Garlic.
Butter, shallots, garlic and thyme.
قطايف جبنة is half the journey. قطايف walnuts is the second half. My goodness. Wait. Oh my god. It is hot, I know. I'll give you a, breathe.
I'm not done with the cheese. Looks amazing.
What the hell?
What the
Fred is this? Oh my god, Fred. عن جد bravo, chapeau. This is outstanding, phenomenal, out of this world.
Qui mange seul, crève seul.
Chapeau. Bravo. Let's run with the leg. So, went out of your grill, rest for 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes? 10 minutes! Oh, you're on the... I take my time in everything I do. And then...
Very scientific process here.
Yeah.
Now we're going to reverse sear this 2 minutes either side.
2 minutes. Phew. I thought 20.
That's what they want to see.
So it's very important to know where can we buy a South African. So we definitely, everybody knows where to buy American and Australian, but never thought of the South African one.
There's a lot of places online. This one is from a butcher called Chop House. They'll usually, if you ask for the South African meats, most of them will have a section just for that.
Yes, finally. So wait, how many minutes did it take from minute 1 to now?
At least 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And I sped it up.
You see the red around my eyes, black dots here, so it's midnight already. Yeah. What I loved about this guy is that he takes his time to do it right, by the second. It's not 1 minute 50, it's 2. Every single thing has its own time and effort and energy. How many years have you been developing these techniques? And is it yours or anyone in South Africa would do it?
No, it's so about 4 years, and just a lot of experimentation, watching a lot of videos, talking to a lot of people that are way more experienced than me, taking all the knowledge and taking the parts that I like and throwing away the parts I don't like, and we're left with this.
How did you put tech and meat?
With the probe, with the app, with the precise timings, that's the
Amazing.
tech.
You have a great hobby. So, please.
So, it's stuck in.
Smells divine. Okay.
So I like to cut, there's the 3 different muscles.
Mm-hmm.
I like to cut them separately. Put the fat
So you
cap
don't
in here.
even need a knife. Whoa. Nice.
Start with the fat cap.
Oh my God. Is your knife special or is it cutting like butter?
Both.
Whoa. Look at the texture inside. Guys, this is something we didn't even see in both American and Australian. Whoa.
Looks like Wagyu marbling.
Oh my goodness. Okay, marbling. Shape of the muscle.
So you'll see by cooking very, very slow, you get the same color from edge to edge. There's no burnt gray around the outside. And the slower you cook it, the more consistent you get there.
So let us remind them of how this event became, or saw the light. So we met, we discussed, we talked, first meeting, first encounter, new friend, and the challenge was our Tomahawk is the best of all. And this is how we decided to do a Tomahawk night that started with let's taste it, the South African. Close up. Whoa. Guys, Fred, have you ever seen something like this? Whoa.
Always important to cut across the grain, so you don't get those chewy, long fibers in your bite. A little bit of fat on the end.
The fat is even amazing. Oh my God.
Worth the wait?
Whoa. 2 thumbs up.
All right, I'm going in.
You're coming in. The texture is phenomenal.
Please.
The flavor is outstanding. From personal opinion, South Africa wins over America tonight, by far,
And this is the one that had garlic and onions.
by far. The quality of the meat is so good and the taste of the meat is so good, it doesn't need, in my opinion, the other flavors. So the garlic and the onion gave an additional aroma on the outside, but that meat itself is close to none. From a texture level, I've never had something like this. From a flavor level, it's different than anything I've had before. The meat marbling inside just melts like butter under the mouth and does not feel like fat. If it was a real competition and challenge And if I had to choose, this one wins, and that's a personal opinion.
So the bite and the way the intramuscular fat has rendered really reminds me of Wagyu. Do you guys have Wagyu in South Africa?
Wagyu cows, yeah.
Well, that must be Wagyu South African, because this is really, really amazing.
It has that Wagyu feel without being so buttery and so
I think
fatty.
this is the garlic marination that really
Cesar, come in.
breaks it down.
What do you think? So definitely you're going to say that yours is the best.
No,
And probably Cesar is going to say that his is the best. The three experiences were phenomenal and unique and different. We
I
have
think this is the key, right? It's not about which one is the best or not, because we very well know that food is extremely subjective. So it's not that one cut of meat is better than another one. Each of those will cater to a different palate. And tonight, honestly, I enjoyed the variety. I enjoyed Cesar's, I enjoyed yours, I enjoyed mine.
and the different techniques on how to prepare it also
Yeah.
were a challenge. So what happened tonight is probably a premiere in different kinds of techniques, different kinds of cuts and meats, different kinds of cattle, and at the end, each one takes whatever they want to learn from here, and then probably a fourth person would have done something else. Each one of us has a personal favorite.
Yours
I
is
would
this one.
definitely. So, bravo, all the way. Cesar has done an amazing job.
I loved all of them.
You've done a great job, and it's not the first time I eat from your hands. So I'm impressed.
Excellent.
So it's not going to be the last
Guys.
one. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in another episode of
Smoking hot stories.
Yes.